Hi everyone, Liam here and welcome to this match preview prediction for the match between Matteo Berrettini and Holger Rune in the second round of the 2025 Australian Open. Let's get into it. Before we get into the video, as always, if you enjoy the content on the channel, please like and subscribe. It really helps us grow the quality shot tennis community. Well, we've got a very big name matchup here in the second round, of course, Matteo Berrettini against Holger Rune. As I would expect later on in the tournament, you would expect this to be, a fourth round match, third or fourth round match, but it's so early on that in a second round match, and that's just because of the fact that, both of these players haven't really had the seasons to get themselves up the ranking. It's been two different reasons for both of them. If we start with Holger Rune, he's just really struggled to find that form and that momentum that he had, in the parts of the 2021, 2022, some parts of the 2023 season. But in 2024, his level really just, sunk a little bit, which is unfortunate to see, but hopefully 2025 can be a new chapter for him. He had an interesting first round match, as, you always expect with Holger going into a Grand Slam. You would expect him to see a qualifier or a very low ranked player, but because of his ranking, he's facing top level opponents in the likes of Zhang in the first round, and it went all the way to 5 sets. Thankfully, he managed to, win it and, continued sort of building on, his preseason and somewhat, showing that maybe there is more to his game. I think the fact that he has, his coaches on court is also a very important thing for him, because he's also someone who gets a lot of feedback from, his analytics team, but also his coach. So he likes to interact in that sense. But, in other tournaments, it'll be interesting to see when maybe that's not the case. But here in Australia, it is helping him out. Hopefully he can really sort of, hone in all of his skills, because I think Holger's sort of a player of many talents. He can be attacking, he can be defensive, he can be sort of passive, he can be aggressive. It's just, what does he do at the right time? Sometimes he tries, an entire match to do one thing and it doesn't work, and then last minute he switches and goes completely, 180. But sometimes he needs to sort of be on the spectrum. If I'm fully attacking, maybe, rather than being 100% attacking, let's be 75% attacking and a little bit more, coordinating and just controlling the ball. It's going to be quite interesting coming into a match where he won't have that much time on the return, especially against someone like Matteo Berrettini. Berrettini, of course, his reason for not being as high up in the rankings as he would like to be has been the injuries and, just trying to get himself back into that match form. 2024 was a good stepping stone for him, obviously newcomer of the year, trying to, finally get himself back up those ranking, but he didn't play as many tournaments as he would have liked to, or, he felt that his body, needed a little bit of a gradual step up. Hopefully this year in 2025, we can see him more consistently in big matches at these big events. I think his first round match against Cam Norrie was a very, very good match. Obviously, he lost the first set, but then, ran through the next three and won it in four. I think Berrettini is definitely someone who should be, you should be worried about coming up against Berrettini when he is, his body is fit. Coming into this one, obviously, Holger Rune and Matteo Berrettini technically have been against each other 5 times. The head-to-head says Holger Rune 4-1, but my personal head-to-head is Holger Rune 2-1. Obviously, one was a walkover where he never actually played, and another one, Berrettini was completely injured in Monte Carlo and had to withdraw. Basically 6-love, 1-love down. So it doesn't really count in my book as a match where they really came in against each other at their best. Coming into this one, I think, on a fast hard court with a big serve, big forehand, I'm leaning a little bit towards Berrettini. I think, Holger Rune can definitely, make this one difficult. Holger Rune on his best day can beat anyone in the world. We've seen that before. But I think the fact that, Berrettini is one of those players who does a little bit better than you would expect in best of 5 set format compared to best of 3 set format. I think he has a little bit more confidence in himself that, I just need to focus on my serve and the rest of my game will sort of follow through. Holger Rune might sort of find himself a little bit more irritated with the returning tactics, maybe not working as much as he would like to, with Berrettini's good, big serve. So I'm leaning towards Berrettini here. Definitely this match could go either way. I think it's not impossible that Holger Rune wins this one in 3, 4, or 5 sets. If he has one of those days, it can definitely go in his direction. But I think Matteo Berrettini is going to win this one and get himself into the third round. I just think the edge of the serve +1 is really going to take the time away from Holger in these fast hardcourt conditions here in Melbourne. So I think Matteo Berrettini gets himself into the third round, and I'd probably say he does it in 4 or 5 sets.